video. Change the set, as I would say. Gotta love living next to an Air Force. Well, I remember playing this quite a bit when I was younger. I played it... Welcome to the new set. I like this. This is pretty nice. So yeah, welcome to the new set for the time being. I figured if we're going to be playing Lights, Camera, Pants, then I might as well fit the theme of the game and change the set per se. So instead of bringing this video from my game bedroom or game room, whatever you want to call that place, I figured I would bring this video to you guys from my living room instead. So, Lights, Camera, Pants. I hear this game semi-oftenly along with the other games, Battle for Bikini Bottom and the movie game. It's referred to being a pretty good minigame compilation, which is quite exciting. Compared to like Mario Party or Fusion Frenzy, I wouldn't put it up that high, but hey, you have another option here. So, as the title suggests, Lights, Camera, Pants. I'm not wearing pants. I can't do that. I didn't think this through, obviously. Yeah. So like I said, Lights, Camera, Pants is your typical minigame compilation. It's actually quite similar to Fusion Frenzy if you ever played that game. You have 8 different levels throughout the game with 3 minigames tied to each one. In this case, it's going to be different locations from the Spongebob show, like the Krusty Krab, Goo Lagoon, the Jailhouse, the Chum Bucket, and even downtown Bikini Bottom. This is pretty cool. I like this. It's a pretty neat idea for a SpongeBob minigame compilation. Anyhow, starting with the Krusty Krab, the Krusty Krab is all themed around the fast food industry. So the first minigame, you're going to be flipping Krabby Patties and trying to make sure that you can bag them up and get them out. It's a 2-player versus 2-player minigame. So, in this case, you're going to be flipping one burger over to the other player, and they're going to hit it back. And it's just a back and forth. You'll flip it over to the other guy. It is quite simple. The next one will be serving customers. You'll be making trays, getting the food that they want, and serving it out. While the last one is actually stocking, where you're just going to be bouncing them up to the upper level of the Krusty Krab here. It is quite fun. It's pretty enjoyable for what it is. It is nothing astounding. But hey, I could get a party of 4 to play this with me, and I think we could have a pretty good time with it, especially if I get people that are just as passionate about the SpongeBob show as I am. So that's pretty cool. I really like this. With each level comes a different audition. You see, the story of the game is that you're all trying to audition for a specific role, the role of the sneaky hermit. But in order to do that, in each level you have to gain popularity points. So how do you do this? Well, just by completing the mini-games. The better you do in said mini-game, the more your popularity points go up. The more your popularity points go up, the more likely you're going to be able to get that final role. But along with that final role, you're also auditioning for these separate roles throughout the making of this Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy episode. So you see, for the Krusty Krab, you're auditioning to be a waiter. For the Chum Bucket, you're auditioning to be the mayor's son. It is pretty cool. The better you do in said levels, the more likely you'll get that role, and it will also accumulate to the overall score of what you'll get for the Sneaky Hermit role. So you could potentially claim every single role for this show, which I find pretty funny. It's like one man doing everything. Huh. That sounds kind of familiar. With a completion of a level, you'll get a snippet of what the final product will look like, but it's not in sequential order, which stays true to how filmmaking truly is. When you're doing filmmaking stuff, it's never in order. So like, let's say for right now, I'm on the couch. I'm doing every take that I need to do right now on this couch. Because why should I go and do something else right now when I can get all the shots pertaining to this couch done right now and out of the way? It's just time efficient and saves energy. Unlike if I had to go over here because I wanted to get a glass of water. I think I was legitimately thirsty when I wrote that part of the script in, but My point is that no filmmaker ever films in sequential order. They always take the amount of time that they need in that one specific area and get all the shots related to that area. So let's say I needed to go to like a desert area and I only had a limited amount of time to be able to film there and get the shots I needed because maybe I had another actor that was only able to work that specific day. So we're going to spend all that time there trying to get the shots that we need, perfecting those shots, making sure they're good, and being all set with them. It would be nice to be able to turn on a camera and just slap it all together in like one huge take, sequentially done, but it's just not realistic. You aren't going to be able to do that, like I did with the couch segment. Now, you see, I'm still in my house. This is just my refrigerator here. But it just saved my time and energy getting all the shots on the couch done before I went and did this. You know, getting a glass of water, I didn't do what I wanted to. I failed there. I wanted to actually hit myself in the face, make a good funny joke like hardy har har. Now I'm just wet and a little bit sad, but I still got my water. Whatever. But I could have went sequentially because I'm still in my house. This is just my refrigerator here. This is one of my glass of waters, I could have done it in a sequential order, but I figured I would do it after I did all the couch stuff because you see, that just saves energy. It saves me time and it saves my energy. So yeah, now I'm soaking wet. I don't know why I did this. I actually don't know why I did this. Okay. Along with completing these auditions, you also have the opportunity to unlock these figurines. I think this is really cool. These figurines adds a little bit of something outside of just completing the overall story. You typically acquire these by doing a simple action within one of the auditions, like getting a certain amount of points or a high score. It's a nice incentive. It's nothing much, but it's just a nice little touch, because within doing just the story mode itself, you also gain some extra mini-games. The higher the difficulty, the different mini-games that come from it. You'll start off with just an easy mode, but then you'll unlock a hard mode, and then an expert mode. Simple enough, it's really cool. There are a couple mini-games that are excluded from the main story mode. The main reason for this is because they don't fit the theme of any of the courses in the story mode. And now what I mean by this is that you see how you start at the Krusty Krab, then go to Goo Lagoon, make your way to downtown Bikini Bottom. Every course within those auditions are centered around the area that it's at. Like the Krusty Krab is about fast food, fried cooking. Goo Lagoon, weightlifting, inflatable pants through the volleyball nets. You won't find these in there because of that, because this is look at this one. This one is a Dutchman's Graveyard one. This isn't a course in the game. It wouldn't fit in the story mode. So honestly, I think it's just cool that they even offered more than what's in the standard story mode. It gives you a little bit of something more to go back to and play and enjoy. So I think it's fine. It's not a bad addition. It would have been cool if they would have been able to find a way to include these into the story mode, like adding an extra audition for the extra difficulties. Maybe 2 more courses, like the Graveyard or like Sandy's Tree Dome. Something like that. It would have been pretty cool. But I still think the overall game itself was pretty well structured, so I'm not going to complain too much. It's more of a nitpick. And then each course is unique from the last, which makes the game really cool. It doesn't ever rehash a minigame idea. It's always diversifying what they're offering. So, that word there, diversify. It is definitely a very touchy word. So I kind of want to touch on it a little bit. So diversifying a game is really good if you try to stay within the general idea of the game. So for example, in a minigame compilation, diversify the freaking heck out of it. You want to offer many different things. Make sure they're fun still, actually test them out. But you can offer a racing section or a quick little platforming thing. It's a minigame compilation. It doesn't have to be focused on one thing. That's what makes a minigame compilation fun. But, for example, in a platformer, don't diversify by trying to add fighting or shooting, because that's not the point of the game. The The point of a platformer is to do the platforming. Offer something that adds to it. The best example I could give is Flood in Super Mario Sunshine. You still use that to do a lot of the platforming, and you use it to shoot like a gun, but it removes stuff to allow you to be able to continue to do platforming. That is good. As much as I don't think Sunshine's a good game, that's a whole different book of worms I'm opening there. I can still respect the idea of Flood. It offers a unique take on platforming. Don't do what the movie game did. The movie game tried adding a complex level of fighting to the game when it didn't need to. It could have just focused on the platform. They could have removed those sections entirely and saved their time. And just to touch slightly onto the music is pretty solid for what it is. For a simple minigame compilation, they didn't really scrimp out on offering some pretty cool musical choices. Heck, even one of the whole audition areas is all centered around the music. That's really cool, and I think the music sounds pretty good for what it is. It's nothing that's like in Creatures from the Krusty Krab. Like, that game has some astounding music. But this one has solid music tracks and definitely worth a listen. The minigames in Lights Camera Pants are actually quite enjoyable. There's a big variety of what there is to offer here. You got some racing sections, you got some teamwork, you got free-for-alls, and it's really cool. It changes up the idea of how you have to work with your partner or what you overall have to do. Like taking these prisoners and trying to get them out, or working with a buddy to swing on these pegs and click on everyone that you can possible in order to tally up a score, or racing like I mentioned earlier at the boating school, or even doing BMX tricks. Like, this is really cool. It's enjoyable, and I very much like this game. Jellyfishing, you literally get to go and catch jellyfish. That is awesome. The whole section is about catching jellyfish. It is so cool. I'm actually surprised with this game. This is really good. They legitimately turned on the lights, turned on the camera, and created a very good game here. This is quite enjoyable. If you're ever looking for something different from Mario Party, you have an option right here. A pretty dang good one. Get a couple friends to sit down with you if you have the adapter or got the GameCube version. Sit down with your friends and play this game. It's a good time. Have a couple drinks and have some Doritos sitting out and you'll have a good time. That's pretty cool. I really like it. So yeah, I recommend it. Lights, Camera, Pants, you get the stamp of approval from me. Alright, take